Good morning, beautiful yogis. This morning we're going to wake up our core, and this is still beginner's yoga. Even though it might make you sweat, it will definitely wake up your whole day. So if you're feeling sluggish or feeling like, kind of like tired, even if you're feeling kind of anxious, this helps. It creates a little bit of energy from the center, and it'll spread out to the rest of your body and mind. So the first thing we're going to do is relax for a moment, and relax your palms of your hands, and start to take those long deep breaths, but direct the breath down to the center of yourself, down the very belly of yourself, and feel as though your breath was just blowing onto little embers deep inside. And the more you breathe on those little embers, the brighter they get, and maybe a little fire starts inside. So then let your breath blow on that little fire, creating energy. Bring the energy up and down. And feel the life force that's inside of you. Just be aware of that. You are alive here, right now. Ignite your fire inside. And then slowly open your eyes. Look down at your hands and think about any work you've done since you've last done your yoga. And then offer that work up. We'll clasp the hands together and turn your palms up into the sky. Good. Stretch and open up the belly, the rib cage, the side body, the back body. And then switch the fingers over your head. Squeeze those fingers and press up into the ceiling. Press down into the floor. Now hold that and start to circle the upper body around the lower body. Good. And then pause and switch the circle without moving the hips or the legs. Just wake it up a little bit. Great. And then squeeze the fingers over your head and then open out, all the way out, all the way down. Good. And then release. We're going to come to this position. Straighten your legs out. Come to Dandasana. Stretching out into your feet, lifting the armpit chest, rolling the shoulders around and down, and then placing the heel of the hand down. And then release. We're going to go ahead now and lay all the way down. And stretch out into your heels. Drop your belly button and take your hands behind your head, and then lift your head up off the floor. Look down along your body. Look all the way down along your body towards your toes, and then release your head back, and then pull both knees into your chest and press down on your shins and flex your feet. Press down on your shins. And just do that. Press straight down. Press the legs into the abdomen. Good. And now we'll combine those two. We'll take our hands behind our head, lift your head, look at your knees, maybe even tap your knees at your elbows a few times. Good. And now you're going to keep your head lifted. Point your elbows towards the front of your mat and just straighten out that right leg. Pull the left knee in, but don't let the right heel touch the ground. And just hold that. And smile. Little switch. Pull your right leg in and stretch the left leg out. Good. Don't forget to breathe. Don't be hard while we do it. Once you do it, you'll be so happy. Good. Now we'll do double time. Good. Pulling the leg in and stretch your right leg out and hold for an inhale and then switch. Good. Hold for an inhale and then switch. Now don't let your head go back. We're just going to do a few on each side. Good. Don't get sad. Get happy. This is going to be so nice when we're finished. Good. Okay, how about we do just one more on each side. Hold for your inhale. Switch on the exhale. And now we're going to add the elbows. Reach up and touch your knee with your elbow. Opposite elbow, opposite knee. Don't go too fast. Don't forget to breathe. Two more on each side. Good. Now just keep the legs going, keep your head up, and this time start to point out with your toes. You're doing great. Point with the toes. Good. All right. So now we're going to drop the head back, pull those knees in, and go back to that first step where you're pressing down on the shins, as though you had gathered some energy now for the fire. Bring that energy down and into that great fire that you're building inside. Okay, let's place the hands by your hips. Big deep breath now as you take your legs up into the sky. Now, if you have lower back pain, a little trick with this would be to put something like a blanket in there behind your lower back. This might help. We might try that, Ventura. Not that you have back pain because you're a yogi, but it might help. Here you can kind of press down into the lower back. As you take your legs up, you can place your hands flat on the floor. You could do this, and now we're just going to lower the right leg. I'm your opposite. Keep the left leg up. Don't let the heel touch the ground. And then switch. Lower that left leg, stretch up into the right heel, stretch out into the left heel. Resist the urge to drop the leg to the floor. And then take it back up. Let's do two more on each side, and we'll hold for an inhale. Switch on the exhale. Good. Now you're down to just one on each side. Good. Leave the legs up there for a moment. And if you're tired and it feels too much, you can always just pull your legs in. Now, you don't have to have this blanket, but if you do, resist the urge to bring it up here. This won't help at all. This will just make matters worse. You want it down here so that you're reducing the arch here in the back. Okay, and then we put the feet up in the air again. Off we go. Press down into your blanket or the floor, and we're just going to lower the legs. Now here they're 90 degrees. We're going to lower them down to 60 and hold. 60 degrees. And smile. Let's lower them down to 30. Stretch out into the heels, press down into the back. And then inhale back to 90. Okay, so you could use your blanket. If you think it's not helping, you could take it out and try that without the blanket. Let's do it again. Legs up. Then you want to stretch up into the heels. Hands are there by your sides. Some people want to hold on to the mat. You can if you need to, but try it without using the mat too. 90 degrees. Coming down to 60. Hold for an inhale. Coming down to 30. I'm not very good at math. Hold for an inhale. And then come back up to the 90. Once more. And this time let's take our hands over our head. 90 to 60. Inhale. 60 to 30 degrees. Inhale. Back up to 90. Good. Okay, last one. You have a choice, hands down or hands up. Inhale 90, exhale down to 60. Inhale 60, exhale down to 30. Inhale there, exhale down to hover off the ground. Just hold that, hover off the ground. Press your belly button down, press your lower back down, smile, and then release. Whew, and relax. Good, okay, so now the next one. We're going to open our arms out like wings. I'll turn this way to show you. Back okay? Happiness, happiness. Now at any stage, if you start getting tired, you can just pull your knees in and rock back and forth a little bit. It does feel like work, and that's the point. We do our work happily in yoga. Here we're just going to take our arms out like wings and wait until you feel refreshed and ready, and then take those legs back up again. Now try to keep the legs together as much as possible. As you exhale, drop them over there to the right hand, and then stretch that top heel, which will be your left heel, out. Stretch that top leg out. And we're going to lead with the top leg, which is your left leg. Bring it up. The other one will follow, and then drop both feet over to the other side. Stretch out into your right heel. You might feel that right leg feels shorter. Stretch out, and then lead with that right leg up. The left leg will follow. Good. Hold for an inhale. Move on the exhale. One more on each side. Great. And then pull your knees in, press down on the shins, and just rock a little bit from side to side. Long, slow, deep breaths. We're going to roll over onto our side, and we're going to come onto our hands and knees. Turn the toes, lift the knees, slowly lifting up and back, coming to downward facing dog. Feels so good to come to downward facing dog. Now, relax the belly a little bit, push down and into your hands, lift the sit bones, lengthen the back of the legs. And then we're going to step our feet together. Step the feet together. And inhale, lift that right leg towards the ceiling. All the way up, all the way out, stretch out into that leg. Okay, this is where we bring the attention back to that core part again. We're going to bend that knee and take it towards your nose, and at the same time move your shoulders over the wrists. And then inhale, lift it up again. Exhale, bend it nose to knee. Good, off you go. 6 of them. Nose to knee, shoulders over the wrist. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, close and contract. Inhale, lift and open. Exhale, close and contract. Good, I think that's my 6. Then you're going to rest that leg. And do the other side. Inhale, lift the left leg way up. Now hold it up for a moment. As you push down into the floor, stretch out into the foot. Good, and then exhale, pull the leg towards your nose to knee, shoulders move over the wrist. Inhale and exhale. And let the foot that's still on the floor move and help you bring a little motion into the body. Yoo-hoo! And just about 6 of them. And once you've done your 6, you're going to just pause, do downward facing dog again. Long, slow, deep breaths. We'll step our feet together. Let's get the work done. You'll be happy in just a moment. We're going to inhale, lift that right leg. And on the exhale, pull the right knee towards your nose, just like we did. And then inhale, lift it back up again. And on the exhale, pull it in, shoulders over the wrist, right knee to touch the right elbow.
Inhale, lift it up again. This time pull it in. This time that right knee's coming over to touch the left elbow. Lift it up and out again, and this time pull that leg down and out to the side, and then lift it into the sky, and then release. Good, hold your pose. We'll do that now on the other side. It'll be your left leg. Step the feet together. Long, slow, deep breath. Inhale, lift the left leg, stretch it up and out. Pull it in, nose to knee, shoulders over the wrist. Inhale, lift it up. Left knee comes to the left elbow. Inhale, lift it up. Left knee comes over to kiss the right elbow. Inhale, lift it up. Last one. Left leg out to the side. And then up into the sky. And then release. Good. Hold downward dog and breathe. Breathing in peace and breathing out any tension. Good. Now, a nice thing to finish with is an up dog. To open up that energy center, inhale, we just come forward. Bring your chest through your arms, look up. Keep your knees off the ground. So feel that lovely warmth spreading throughout the body. And then push slowly back to downward facing dog. And then walk your feet towards your hands. I'll turn this way. And you're just going to hold on to your elbows and lift your elbows up past your ears as though you're pulling your elbows off the body, and then just drop down. And just shake and rock a little bit from side to side. And then switch the cross of your arms. Lift the elbows up again. And then drop down again. And just hang, just hang. Just feel. Just be aware of the work that you've done. And then we finish with the lovely little pose. Now we're ready for this pose. We're going to sit down and we're going to pull our blanket in like this. Now some people like a little bit of support for the lower back. Good. So you could sit like this. So it's kind of like it stops you from rolling back. So you could use that. Except the doors, fixing it there, or maybe you're used to doing these poses and you don't need that anymore. So we're just going to wrap our arms around our knees, just like we did when we were laying down, and just lift your feet off the ground. And look straight ahead and breathe. Good. And then see if you can stay on the sit bones, either with your blanket or without, and just stretch your arms out in front. Keep gazing straight ahead. Lift the armpit chest, lift the sternum as though somebody put a little hook under your sternum bone and they were holding you on the ceiling. So you're fine. You can play around that hook. We're just going to straighten out that right leg and then bend it. Straighten out the left leg and bend it. Go ahead and straighten out both legs. Stretch into your fingers, stretch into your heels, gaze at one spot and smile. And then bend, wrap up again. Don't let your feet touch the ground. Oh, there is lava on your mat. Good, big deep breaths. Let's see if you can hold on to the sides of the feet, the outer edges, and then just let the feet drift up. Now, if you can't straighten your legs, you could bend your knees and keep your knees in close to your armpit. Maybe you'll be able to straighten up. Lift up. Let the belly crawl up the front of the thighs. So much fun. And then bend and take the knees out to the side as you grab onto the big toes with the first two fingers of each hand. And remember, that hook is holding you to the ceiling, so you're fine. Straighten the legs out in front. Lift the heart, stretch out into the heels. Good, and then bend and lay back down. Okay, we're having fun yet. So last one, I'm going to wrap that right leg on the opposite to you. Wrap your right leg around the left. See if you can hook your toes in there behind your calf and take your hands behind your head. Lift your head, point your elbows towards the front of the mat, and then just pull your knees in, and then imagine you're going to straighten your bottom leg out. Pull the knees in, straighten out. And when you straighten out, maybe hold for an inhale there. And maybe 6. 6 is a nice number. Good. Once you've done 6, release, drop your head back and switch legs. Wrap that left leg around. Lift your head, pull your knees in and straighten out. So it won't straighten maybe all the way, just a wee bit. So it's fun to just focus on one part, one thing, and create a really concentrated drishti or focal point for our practice. And there's just one more thing I want you to try. I'm just going to get a block. And here's your block, so that. And you're going to take the block between your leg, between this elbow and your right elbow and your right leg. You're going to straighten out the opposite leg and arm. So press the arm and the leg together to squeeze that block, and then lift the opposite leg and arm up and down. And 6 is a lovely number, right? And breathe and notice what you're feeling, where you're feeling it, and breathe towards that. Good. Once you've done that, just release and we'll switch sides. Holding that with your elbow and your leg and the opposite. Now your right arm and leg are straight and you're just going to lift up and down, up and down. Maybe hold for an inhale, move on the exhale. The other side, you're pressing that leg and elbow into the block. And 6, once you've done your 6, pause. Take your block and put it between your legs. Squeeze your legs into your block. Lift your head, look down at the block and pull your knees into you. Pull the knees in and straighten them out. Pull them in, straighten them out. Just 6 times. And once you've done that, you are done. You're done. Place your feet on the ground and take your block out of there. Now that's just a little touch of all of the work you can do on that area. Just straighten one leg now and drop it to the side. And straighten out the other leg and just drop it off to the side and let now a softness come here. Just lay there now in Shavasana and just feel the work that you've done. Don't need anything else, just that. Soften that center. Now it's okay to start to cool the fire. Feel as though your breath was now cooling the fire down. But feel as though you have taken that energy from the yoga you've just done and you've made a little deposit into your bank of yoga.
And that the positive energy is there for you whenever you need it. And then slowly moving the fingers and the toes. And bending your knees, roll over onto your right side. And then come back up into a comfortable cross-legged sitting place with your hands together in front of your heart. Sit tall, sit light, sit bright. Sit bright like the flame that's inside of you. Namaste. Thank you for joining us today.